stuff. I have with me Brad from Brad's Life or Brad's Bricks.
Hello.
And Dave from Kodiak Bricks. How are you guys today?
Howdy, howdy.
Good.
Having a good weekend so far?
Been busy, but yeah.
And I know, Brad, you're taking stuff apart. Oh, goodness. Where's that coming from? Well, there we go. Okay. Ooh, that was weird. I got another browser up in the background. You're taking apart stuff. Dave, are you working on anything?
Yeah, so I was going to do sort of an unorthodox mock. I figure I'll work on that in the background.
Cool. I'm going to, good morning, Connor, and good morning, Vulture. How are you guys doing? I'm going to also be taking stuff apart. I've got previous Starfighter, and I've got some sets that were gifts that were only part and parcel, so I'm going to go ahead and take those all apart. I do have some stuff we can talk about today. Disney Plus Day was recent, and it had a lot of news and sizzle reels and trailers and some other stuff, so I figured that'd be some good items to talk about. Some new Lego stuff has come out within recent days. I have some stuff jotted down for that too. So also, I have a friend who might be coming over to drop something off, and the door is like right there, the front door. So at any point, I might just get up and go grab it and put you guys on hold for a sec. All right. So let's start with the Lego news. So everybody's probably aware at this point that the UCS AT-AT has been released. That came out, or that was released last week. The images. It is an $800 set. I didn't see how many pieces it was. 8,000.
I think it was like 6.
6,000. Okay, so we're paying for the Star Wars IP upcharge for that, definitely. And the added minifigures, I think 2 of which are exclusive to this set. So are you guys going to get this set? Are you going to get it sooner, later? Do you have any interest in it?
Eventually.
I'm probably going to miss this one.
Okay.
I don't think it's something I need.
Well, I mean, it's Lego. It's not anything anybody needs.
Yeah, but I think I'd get the Titanic before this.
Yeah, you had said that before.
I think my favorite part about the AT-AT is the underside of it.
Oh, yeah?
I just love all the greebles. But other than
Yeah.
that, it's great.
It's great. Yeah, well, it's Star Wars. Are they going to have like the big drive shaft area and the little thing that Luke opens up and everything?
Yeah, it just has so much greeble in there too. I like it.
Yeah. I was actually thinking of doing something with some Futuron, like not UCS scale, but like big ship kind of stuff in that style. Mm-hmm. But then I realized the greebling would all be done in mostly black, and I don't know if that would translate as well as gray greebling.
Yeah.
Gray seems to be the color of greebling.
Like the wheel caps on there.
Yeah.
Other than that, that's the only thing I really like about it.
So I don't currently own any AT-ATs. I don't think in my history of owning Lego sets did I ever have a walker. Which is weird because they've had like 5 versions of it. I would have thought at some point I would have got one. But
yeah, I don't think I have one either.
So this is kind of a need just because I haven't had one before. But yeah.
This would definitely be easier to fit on a shelf than like the Falcon or the Starship.
Or the Titanic. Is the Titanic going to be a problem?
Vertical. I got a big vertical shelf above me.
Okay, what?
Nice.
Sorry, I'm looking up the scale for this craft, and it is completely wrong.
The scale for what craft?
So I guess I'll spoil it. I'm trying to make the sea moth from Subnautica.
Okay.
And I'm looking here on the wiki, and it says dimensions 3 meters long by 1.5 meters wide by 1 meters wide. Well, I just did that in the Lego unit converter, and that doesn't look right.
You could almost make that. I mean, are you actually going to make it a meter long?
Well, no, I'm doing it to like 1 by 33 minifigure scale.
Okay.
But yeah, like I'm looking at these dimensions, and then you look at pictures of it, and it's about as wide as it is long. So it's just, it's incorrect.
I don't think I've ever seen it.
Yeah, it's just the sea moth from Subnautica.
If I typed sea moth, it would come right up.
Probably.
Oh yeah, that's a cute little blurb.
Yeah, you just sort of, it's a little underwater submarine. So
Yeah.
I'm just going to free ball it and see how we feel.
All right.
You'll be damned.
You okay, Beth?
Yeah, Cheryl texted me and asked if I was awake because oh, there she is.
Okay.
Oh, no.
Well, yeah, that was a rookie move. She just opened the door and left it wide open, and the dogs ran out. Okay, well, life with this person. All right, so the next thing I had was brick designer sets or Bricklink designer series. That was announced this last week, which sets were going to be out and available for pre-order and crowdfunding. Did you guys see any of those or pre-order any of those? Anything interest you on those?
Well, I
I'm
didn't do
another
anything
rock,
for this
man.
one.
I'm the wrong one to ask.
I didn't do anything for this one, but I did do for the first round. I bought one.
Okay, cool.
I Pursuit of Flight for the first one.
Oh yeah, I kind of missed out on, like, I didn't even really know it was happening, and then I saw the Pursuit of Flight later, and I was really kind of bummed.
That was the one I wanted. Other than that, I don't think I'm gonna get any of the other ones.
Cool. I pre-ordered nothing really interested me. They were all kind of cool, but oh my goodness, the dogs are playing outside. That's so cute.
Morning, Journal.
Oh, Journal of Scots, how are you? I did pre-order the aquarium because I like Mark Smiley's designs, and I like the functionality of it. And I think it's a cute little display piece, and it was only like $60. So instead of like a $200, $300.
Yeah.
If I was gonna get any other ones, that's the one I would get, and I have it in my Lego cart right now.
Oh yeah.
Wait a minute.
So I have kind of an issue, and I don't know that I've talked about this before, but I have issues with the design program that Bricklink is doing because I feel like I don't know how it treats the designers at all. Mm-hmm. Like the ideas program is obviously if it gets to the point where it gets picked up by Lego, and then it gets enough votes, gets picked up, they go through the design period, and then the designers or the judges decide to produce it as a set, then that set becomes designed by this person, and then they get credit, and then they get like a percentage of the sales and all that kind of stuff. It's a very cool thing. Sure. It's very rare that you get it, obviously, because hundreds and thousands of people do it. And only one per quarter gets picked. So, I mean, that's a very steep curve. With the Bricklink version, I feel like it didn't make it to ideas, but we've got this sort of second chance at it.
Yeah.
And I don't know how that favors the designers if they get sort of the same treatment as the ideas program would. It just feels like Bricklink is, and I know Bricklink is part of Lego, but it feels like Bricklink is just kind of not taking advantage of, but being opportunistic about having all these designs that have been submitted through their tool that they can kind of use.
Well, I know they did the first program. They did it 2-3 years ago now.
Yeah.
I think it was the Eiffel Designer Program or something like that.
Keep talking. I'll be right back.
I bought the fire truck from that, and I think it was by Boone from Lego Masters.
Yeah.
And I still have it built.
Jumped out of my
Other
hands
than that,
and
it's there.
landed feet first,
Wow.
like a cat.
I don't know how they work that out with them.
Come on, guys, come on.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Yeah, and I need to go through their site and kind of read the terms of service, because I've even stopped when Bricklink first had Studio out and they had their Bricklink gallery. You could basically upload your designs to Bricklink gallery. And then I find out that if you do that, you can't also submit that design to Lego Ideas. This is before Lego bought Bricklink, or partnered with Bricklink, or whatever it is now. So I basically, and I can't figure out how to take the designs off the site. You can unpublish them, but you can't take them down.
How many do you have up there?
Well, I probably have a few dozen, because this is when I was like really doing the microfighters. And I just put like everything up there, and I was like, oh man. So I had to go back and hide like 60 or so designs.
Yeah.
Including I had my the Texas Capitol up there. I had that drone fighter that I had one that I really wanted to submit. It was a power substation, which I thought would be a good modular kind of inclusion, where you could kind of put it in between buildings and it kind of make it look more city-like. But as soon as I found out that you couldn't do both, I was like, well, unpublish that. So I was a little concerned about what the designers would get from the designer program versus just straight up ideas.
Yeah, I'm trying to dig through the website. I really can't find anything of it now.
Exactly. It's a little disconcerting, but I'm sure they're not like being taken advantage of.
One can always
I'm
hope.
on their help center. Let's see if I can find it.
Yeah. So there's that. I think the latest thing to come out news-wise was the Back to the Future DeLorean. There was, I don't know if it's a leak or if it's kind of officially been released. Yeah, I just saw it this morning as I was going through some other stuff. These things are a pain in the butt to take apart. I don't know how to get these. I don't know if you're supposed to take them apart or not. Oh, there we go. Easier than I thought. So that's new. It's a kind of a smaller one than I would have thought, but it looks like it's not quite like city size or creators or city, Lego City, where you can put it on a road plate or something, but it's also not like MIDI scale. It's like a MIDI scale. I don't think there's a figure that goes in it or anything. So it's just kind of an odd size to have.
Yeah.
For the DeLorean, you said?
Yeah.
Is it going to be like the Crater cars? That size?
No, it's not even that size. It feels like almost like a speed racer size. Speed racer. What's the smaller cars that they're doing?
Champions, I think it is.
Yeah.
Those are great parts.
They are. It looks almost like that size. But again, I just found out about it this morning. I don't know if it's leak or official or what. So I can't, I don't want to really talk about it too much, but that's out there too.
Fair enough.
Micros are good, says Scott, Journal of the Scots. Putting more time into the mock at the moment. And this mock, if you guys haven't checked it out, go check out Journal of the Scots YouTube channel. He's doing a mock of the Mandalorian culvert that they've the story is he's building one that they've rebuilt underneath Mos Eisley. So he's taken the Mos Eisley set and then underneath it building a new Mandalorian culvert.
Nice.
That sounds
Yeah,
cool.
with pieces or parts from the the set itself. So you've got the forge and whatnot, but then he's expanding it to have the tunnels and everything that go underneath it.
Yeah.
It's coming together very nicely. It's very cool. A lot of thought going into like how the structure is and what the underground of a desert planet kind of looks like. It's a lot of fun.
Neat.
Yes. Speaking of mocks, do you guys have any plans for next year for any big projects or anything?
I've got a huge
So I've
video
been getting.
I'm working on.
You go first, Kodiak.
Oh yeah, not to interrupt you. I mean that was basically it. I just got a large video project that I'm going to be focusing on next year.
Lego video?
Yeah.
Well, everybody stay tuned to Kodiak's channel or follow him on Instagram.
I do repeat that my content is not intended for children.
No.
That being said, yeah, floor is all you, Brad.
Okay, so I have been getting into minifigure habitats.
Oh, nice. The little
I
three-sided
haven't posted
whatever.
any of them yet. Right now, I'm working on them for the Marvel CMX, and I'm gonna put them all out at once. They're all sitting down at my table under a cloth so they don't get dusty. So I hope to finish that by the end of the year, but we'll see.
Very cool. Do you guys have any plans to go to? And I know that we're sort of all still in COVID times, but any plans to go to any conventions next year?
COVID times.
So I was going to go to Brick Fair, New Jersey this year, but then they lifted the restrictions a little, and I didn't feel feeling it, so I didn't go
Okay.
to Brick Fair, New Jersey. Apparently that was the last one, though, so I guess I missed it. We'll see. I don't plan on traveling too far, though, this year.
You mean the last one ever? They stopped doing Brick Fair, New Jersey?
Apparently, that's what I heard.
Oh, man. I know a lot of people were going to that one. Isn't there one in
Really?
Philly? Could you go to the Philly
There is
one?
one in Philly. That one's much bigger. New Jersey probably had like 5,000 people at most.
Okay.
Go. I mean, there was a ton of space open. Just dead space in the hall.
Yeah.
So it was a dying convention, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure a global pandemic wasn't helping it.
Yeah, I'm sure that'll help them at all.
Did they try to
We'll
do a
see.
virtual thing?
Well, they didn't. Brick Fair did a ton of virtual things.
Yeah.
I don't think they really took off. I actually never did any of them.
I know Brick Rodeo did theirs last year. Well, 2019 and 2020, they did a virtual component, but they also did in person last year. But 2019 was straight virtual.
Right.
And it's hard for such a visual medium where you're building for people to come look at it to do anything virtual like that. Like if it was just informational, I could see it being not a problem, but
We're
that's
like a
gotta
lug
suck.
meeting, but a convention you can't do online.
yeah, we've done all our lug meetings on WebEx, and it's been fine because we can have people upload their mocks to Google Drive and everybody can look at it. And that actually works pretty well because you can kind of get a real good close-up look and linger a little bit longer if you want.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Scott's talking about going to Brick World Chicago. That's pretty cool. If anybody's in Texas in July, which is not the coolest month of the year, Brick Rodeo will be June 30th through July 3rd.
Are you going to go?
I have to go because I'm on the board. I am one of the
there you go.
organizers. Yeah. So I will be there. I will be doing a studio workshop, and I will be bringing all of my microfighters. And I have yet to decide what I'm going to do with them. If I'm just going to display them. I had mentioned trying to do a game with them where I leave them all over the place in different locations and then have like a checklist.
Yeah.
And whoever can identify the most would win a prize. But I haven't worked out how to do that yet. But I think that would be fun. So yeah, I'll be there. We're actually going to go.
Brick Rodeo one of these days.
Well, there's one that we do them in Houston and Austin. Dallas hasn't done it, and I don't want to speak for them because it's a different kind of chapter of TechSlug. But there have been reports that they have said they don't want to participate. And when we said that, a lot of Lug members were like, we didn't say that. And it turns out like one of the higher up kind of ambassador types was like, yeah, we're not going to participate. So there's stuff going on up there. And then San Antonio has said that they don't want to do it. So it was planned to go between the 4 big cities, but I don't think San Antonio could support it. Like couldn't get the number of people in there.
Yeah.
And then Houston was doing well, but I don't know if they want to keep doing it or not. I think they do. So it'll bounce back and forth between the cities, which is fine. But yeah, that's happening. So we're walking the hotel space today to get a good idea of what signage we need and where we can put vendors and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing for the next 7 months is working on that.
There you go.
We're gonna be doing something else for the next couple of months.
Say that again.
I said, except for the next couple of months where you're gonna be doing something else.
Oh yeah. So for the next couple months, I'm not going to be doing anything other than getting ready for our wedding. For those who don't know, Beth and I are already married, but we had a backyard ceremony with like 8 people. But this January, we're going to have a big party.
I'm on camera, right?
Huh?
I'm on camera, right?
No, you have to be like right here to be on camera. Oh, well.
I don't want to.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
Most Marvelous Mox. Hi. How are you?
Howdy, howdy.
Welcome to Sunday Chat with the Dudes. All right, so there's also some Lego stuff. Titanic and Home Alone sets have designer videos out. They usually do that sometimes with the bigger sets. Have you guys watched those yet? I have not.
I haven't either.
Couldn't tell you the last one I actually watched.
I feel very underprepared for this.
No, that's fine.
I'm actually here.
I've only watched. I'm gonna go back and watch these because I do like the designer stuff. The problem I have with the designer stuff is they're kind of fluff piecey.
Sure.
There are bits. Oh man down all over the
They're
place.
made for kids, so
Yeah, I really get into sort of the smaller, gritty, granular. Why did you choose to put this piece here? Why do you keep putting 2x4s when you could do, or 2 2x2 plates when you could do 1 2x4 plate? Why do you cover this tile?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. Nobody's ever going to see this. Why do you make it so important? Blah, 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 blah. But the last, I think, designer video I watched was probably, it's been a few years and now I can't even remember. It's got to be a Star Wars ship. That's the only thing I can think of.
Yeah.
Maybe the UCS.
Falcon.
Yeah, I think I did the big Tidarium shuttle one, but that's been a while, and I don't honestly know if they had a video for that one. So I'm gonna go back and watch those. We're doing phenomenal. How are you doing? I'm doing great. It's nice to have. I say a weekend without marching band, but we went down to hang out with my daughter at her college, and then helped their marching band do stuff. So, all right. So, Greg Dillion, hi, Greg. How are you?
Howdy, howdy.
I guess we can go back to some Lego stuff, but Disney Plus Day, Friday, brought us a lot of stuff, and this is the transition.
I was hoping for more.
So the very first thing I like to talk about is the lack of Star Wars stuff. They really front-loaded everything with a lot of Marvel, but not a lot of Disney.
No trailers.
No trailers. The Kenobi teaser we got was like behind the scenes,
You saw
talking with the director and Ewan McGregor, and hey, Hayden Christensen's coming back, and here's some artwork to look at, and that was kind of it.
Yeah.
So that was a little disappointing. There was nothing further on like Andor. There's nothing further on. No mentions of like Bad Batch season 2 or.
They did like this 30-second thing on I think Twitter, and you see Bad Batch season 2. You just see like the logo and season 2.
The logo, yeah. A lot of these are like that. They're just like, here's a logo for this season of whatever.
Well, that's what they did for all the Marvel stuff, pretty much.
Yeah, so they did the same thing for. Let's see, they had a logo release stuff for Marvel Zombies, I Am Groot, Ironheart, Secret Invasion, Agatha House of Darkness, Spider-Man Freshman Year, Echo, and then What If Season 2, X-Men 97, which I like how they called X-Men 97. They don't say X-Men the animated series or anything like that.
Now, is it going to be canon to the MCU? I don't know what they're doing with that.
I don't know. Yeah, I can't imagine it is.
Much.
That's like saying What If is canon.
Well, What If technically is canon?
Is it?
Yeah, from what I've heard, is they're going to be bringing some of it into live action with the Captain Carter, like from the multiverse movies.
Wait a minute.
Yeah. So we did get a lot of Book of Boba Fett stuff, and that was cool. I think they're really riding that Mandalorian high as much as they can, and I think anything not related to that's probably. Oh yeah, I want to become famous. XNKSQX.
Damn it.
I'm gonna add you to blocked list for Restream chat. Look how great that is.
Nice.
Oh, neat.
Sorry.
Oops, something went wrong.
I realized that I forgot to do the most important step in this entire thing, which is
What's
where
that?
I look to see whether or not anyone's actually done a CMOS before.
Ah, ha, ha.
And oh yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
oh yeah, I am.
Yeah, that's
Make it your
that's
own.
really disheartening. A friend of mine, an in real life friend, was like, we were talking about Dune, and he's like, "Are you going to make a Lego Ornithopter?" And this was like the day after a bunch of people posted theirs on Insta and everything. And I was like, "No, there's a bunch of real good builds out there. You should just go look for those." He goes, "But I want yours."
Oh, they even
I'm
make
like-
a Cyclops? Okay, that's kind of rad though. All right, so sorry not to interrupt you.
No, that's fine. But I was like, the builds that are out there right now are awesome. You should just go patron those people since they did such good work.
Yeah.
But it's the same thing. Every time I'm like, oh, I want to do this. Go look it up for 5 minutes. Nope, it's already done. I want to do it.
No, you almost have to do it before the movie comes out.
Right. Like you have to take stills from the teasers and go, it's done. Because, I mean, some of these are really great builds, and I can't imagine, although I'm slow, that people get those things done that fast.
Right.
I'm sure there's people, I mean, they just crank stuff out.
Yeah.
You know what? No, I'm gonna keep going.
So, Brad, I don't know if you knew. No, wait, you were the only one on Thursday. Kodiak,
Howdy.
did you see? So I posted the iceberg set.
Yes.
Joke.
Dude, I showed it to my dad, and we had a good chuckle over it.
I put it on Reddit,
Okay.
and it was the most viral thing I've ever had on Reddit. It had like 16,000
Hell
upvotes. I'm like, what?
Rocket. Nice.
And I knew I made it when Brick Vault posted it and credited somebody else who posted it before them. I was like, oh man, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right, whatever. I mean, I'm not trying to make money off it, so I don't care. It's got my name on it. All right, so given that Disney Plus was very front heavy, did anybody have any thoughts on like the actual trailers that came out? If you saw them, like for Moon Knight or Hawkeye.
Well, I think that scene from Hawkeye, I wish I didn't watch it.
Which one? The one they released?
Yeah, the car one.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like
Which was
that
a
would've been
cool.
it was cool, but I feel like it would have been better if I saw it for the first time while watching the show.
That's almost the exact same thought I had. I was like, this is going to be the best shot from the first couple episodes, and I feel like they kind of, unless they feel like they did a lot better with the rest of the show, and this is just one of many good shots, but
You can always
that iceberg
I
I've got famous on Portuguese Facebook Lego groups. Thanks, Vulture. Yeah, we were talking about the DeLorean Back to the Future set a little earlier. I can't tell if it's an official release or if it's a leak, so I don't want to post pictures or talk too much about it. But yeah, I did see that it came out. The scale is a little weird, but we can talk about that once it's officially come out.
Fair enough.
So the Star Wars stuff that's come out, or that's supposed to be coming out soon, I've got a list here. We've got Kenobi, which we saw an artwork teaser for.
Yeah.
Book of Boba, which we saw a full-on trailer for. Not this
Which
week,
was
but
kind of a boring trailer.
it really was. It was just like kind of some establishing scene shots, which almost looked like it could have come from any other show or movie.
And I'm okay with that because then it'll be special when you watch it for the first time.
Right. Don't ruin it by showing me everything.
Yeah. I think they did a really good job with Mandalorian in that too, because they only showed like the first 4 episodes. Like
Right.
From that too.
So what I'm concerned about with the Star Wars stuff, my main concern is that next year we were supposed to get Rogue Squadron from Penny
That's been chopped.
Hurst. Yeah, so the latest I heard a couple days ago was that it is still going to be produced for 2023, but then there's also another group of reports saying it got axed in favor of Knights of the Old Republic adaptation. So I'm a little pissed because that was the biggest one I was looking forward to, was Rogue Squadron. I like the director and what she did with Wonder Woman. I like the whole Top Gun vibe to it. I was a big fan of the games and the novels. So I was really happy that they were doing this, and to not suddenly have it. It's like that whole 1313 thing they had a while ago that looked almost complete and developed. And then suddenly they're like, nope, we're just not going to make it.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, nothing about Ahsoka, Andor.
Andor, they showed
the Rangers.
It was almost a year ago. They showed like that, kind of what they did for Kenobi. They did that
Yeah.
for Andor. We haven't heard anything on that.
We haven't heard any more about the Rangers, but I think that was going to be a thing with what's her name?
Cara Dune.
Who played with Cara Dune. But now that she's persona non grata with Lucasfilm and Disney, I don't think that's going to happen. But I haven't heard anything official. There was also the Taika Waititi movie, the Rian Johnson trilogy. I heard something about Edgar Wright being involved with something, which I would watch an Edgar Wright Star Wars movie. It would have to be a very small story. I don't think Edgar Wright makes giant epic things.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Last Night in Soho, but I desperately want to, because he's got to be my favorite director right now. But yeah, so not a lot of Star Wars stuff.
If anything for Star Wars is coming out like soon, other than Boba, they would have had a trailer for it. Like I bet
Right.
you Obi-Wan isn't until fall. Mando's probably not even until 2023 now,
Yeah.
because they're just starting to film that now. So we'll see.
So there is that. We might get a Fallen Order. Now that's not like part of the Disney Plus thing, but we might get a Fallen Order 2 next year, or at least an announcement for it.
Yeah, they didn't announce
I
any
know.
movies.
Yeah. But
We have
I would like to
something
play Fallen Order 2. I think that'd be a lot of fun. Fallen Order was a really great game. It told a great story. The graphics had a little bit of bugginess to them occasionally, but they
A little bit of problems there. But
Yeah,
other than
there's
that,
a lot of clipping and hair moving all over the place, and his His poncho just had no physics involved whatsoever.
Rad.
But it was a fun. His eyes looked
blinked.
dead, didn't they?
He never blinked.
That was so weird.
We're gonna unsee that too. He never blinked.
I've been trying to go back and play it on whatever the highest level is, because I usually get a game and I'll play it once through on just the story mode to get through it, and then go back and try to do. And I kind of gave up after a while because I'm like, oh, stupid Dark Sister zombie things are so hard.
The physics on that game were a little challenging at times.
Let's see, what else?
Well, should we talk about how many animated shows are from Marvel that are coming?
Oh yeah, so we've got. I'm because I don't know anything about Echo or I Am Groot. Marvel Zombies is going to be animated.
So when they posted it all, they wrote animated series with it. So let me pull that up. Let me find it.
Okay.
To make sure. I know Spider-Man was an animated one.
By Marvelous Mox. Yeah, so the freshman year, the Spider-Man one.
Marvel. All right, so the shows that were announced, you have Secret Invasion. That's live action. We actually saw Nick Fury for that. Marvel
like
Zombies
like an
is
old
animated.
grizzled Nick Fury.
Yeah. Agnetha is live action. Ironheart's live action. I Am Groot is animated.
Yep.
Spider-Man freshman year is animated. I wonder if that's going to have, what's his face playing? Peter.
Tom Holland.
Yeah. Wonder if he's going to do that. Echo's
I would
live
think.
action.
I would get the guy. Honestly, if it were me, I would get the voice actor from the Sony game. I thought he did a fantastic job.
He did. And I know they changed the face of him too. They made him look younger. But other
In
than
the
that,
game,
there's-
did they like redo the game or something?
Yeah, for the PS5 version they did. Did you not see that? Oh, you go. Let me find it.
I'm gonna look it up right now, and I'll share it.
PS5. Yeah, they changed his face. Here we go.
Oh, they changed it to look like Tom Holland.
Yeah. Yep. No, I haven't bought a PS5 yet.
I haven't either.
I'm waiting until I can walk into the store and say, I want
Right.
that.
Yeah, pull a box off the shelf, go ring it up.
Yeah, I'm tired of... I was for a while trying to really get one, but I just gave up.
Yeah, I don't like the idea of like getting into a lottery and then hoping that you can
I actually was
something.
at Target the other day and they had the Xbox there. I considered it.
I want to see. This is actually. So, this is the set.
That's the old one.
Is
The
it?
Diaz one, or Kuso. Yeah. I got that one somewhere.
Okay, rumors. Yeah, I can't really. I mean, I'm not an official
it's
group
still a
here.
fan. He's an official RFML or whatever it's called.
Yeah. So this is the old one, right?
Yeah, that's definitely the old one.
So this is the one that's kind of MIDI scale. Like I think you could put a figure in there, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like 7 wide, 8 wide.
Well, I bought that when it came out. It's very chunky.
Mm-hmm.
Good chunky, bad chunky.
I mean, it doesn't have that slanted hood in the front at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have all those parts somewhere around here.
So I'm wondering if the news, and I haven't read this article, if they were going to do like what they did with the Ghostbusters car, where they turn it into like that car creator series.
Well, it says it's gonna reportedly cost $169.99.
Oh, well, that's not going to be. Well, no, I guess it could be.
It's gonna be big.
Yeah, probably
It's like
Aston
size
Martin
of a Mustang.
size.
Yeah, Mustang.
'cause the Aston-
something like that.
They weren't that. They were 150, 170, something like that, right?
Yeah, I'm thinking of getting that for Black Friday if it's on sale.
Don't worry, Chad. I can spell.
The Aston Martin for Black Friday.
Yeah,
Ooh.
it's retiring, so
Ooh, yeah, that's one that I don't have.
I feel like if I don't buy it now, I'm gonna regret it.
Yeah. Oh, dang it! I really wish you wouldn't have said something. Because that's one that I've been missing, and I'm. Yeah. If it does, let me know. I'm going to get it too.
Okay, definitely will do. Yeah, I'm off Black Friday, so
Yeah,
I
same.
will be doing some shopping.
I will be.
Thanksgiving,
Oh, that's gross.
I work for catering. I'm doing 6 in the morning to like 4 in the afternoon.
You work for catering? Is that
I,
what you said?
Yeah.
I do
Yeah.
not miss that field in the slightest.
I like it.
Yeah?
I enjoy it.
How long you been in?
6 years, 7 years.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's a run.
I guess you got over the hump that I never did.
Well, when I started, I just started as cashier at the store, and then I just worked my way up, and now I'm there. I haven't left.
There you go.
God, I haven't done catering in quite a while. This was such, you know what? This was such a
Nice
great.
and-
I love this design. This is
Don't
pretty
take it
good.
apart.
I got no reason to keep it. Plus, it's got some really good colored tiles in there that I'd like.
Well, then take it apart.
I'm going to.
So I'm scrolling through Instagram, and I see the new minifigures for next year. And this is a leak. I don't want to say too much. There's a purple classic space torso in there.
Oh, you know what that means? That means they're going to be out for Lug Bolt, which means I could get a bunch of purple spacemen.
But it's just the torso. The head's like an alien head. Other than that, it looks pretty nah.
Let's see. Yeah, so any other Black Friday things you guys would be interested in, speaking of? I know that the AT-AT's going to come out Black Friday.
Yeah, I'm not buying it Black Friday at all. I don't really want to go to the store Black Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah, same.
I went to the
I
store
don't
when
think
Batmobile came out, and I think it was one of the worst things I've ever done. There's so many people in the mall.
Yeah.
Never again. Other than that, if like a crazy deal comes up, I want new headphones.
Oh, you know what? I don't think I fixed this caption. Yeah, I've got, so these headphones, these are great Bluetooth headphones, come with a mic, but the spine broke on the top. So they still work, but like it collapses in and like pokes me in the head. But these have been like the best headphones I ever got.
So I really want the Apple headphones, but they're like $550. I
Yeah.
don't want to pay that price, but I'm so in the Apple ecosystem. Like, I have the Mac, I have the iPhone, I have the iPad, I have the AirPods. I feel like it's just so much easier to connect them, but I don't know if I want to spend the money on them. So if they go on like a good sale, like maybe $150, $200 off, I'll buy them. But other than that, I'm not buying them.
Sure.
And I like the noise cancellation.
Yeah, I know that Beth got the noise canceling AirPods, and she really likes it.
Oh, I love them. I have them on right now.
That's kind of why I like the cans. I don't. When stuff sits in my ear, it never makes a good seal, and they always kind of wiggle out. So I always like having the over the ear stuff.
I need the rubber for the
plunger ends.
Yeah, I need those. Otherwise, I can't use like phones just come with plastic headphones.
Right.
I can't wear those. They just fall right out.
Yep. I mean, I don't go jogging a lot or anything, but if I'm just like doing housework and they're falling out of my head.
No, they still fall out no matter what I do.
Yeah, same. Oh, there's some good parts in here. So yeah, I'm trying to get back into sorting more so I can, because I know I do when I'm parting out stuff for new mocks after I've designed it. I know that I've got just boxes and boxes of brick over here.
Sure. And you probably have all the brick you need.
Exactly. Like I'm just throwing money away by doing this. But now I have more Lego. So I mean, you can't complain. But at the same time, I'm like, I could get this built right now versus waiting a week to 10 days to get the parts.
Right.
Yeah, I've been trying to cool down and not buy on Bricklink. I haven't made an order in a month now, so I've been doing pretty good.
Yes, I think about the same for me, honestly. The last thing I built was the last thing I built was the B-wing, and the only thing I was missing were those 1x1 round tiles in orange, which is a weird thing not to have. Like I'm looking at my little drawer of round tiles. I'm like, are you kidding? I've got one orange? That just seems wrong somehow.
Yeah.
But then I wasn't even a Bricklink order.
Yeah,
so that's what I got was the lots of dots. Those like $20.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yep, that's worth it.
And the one thing I did splurge on was they released this like dots pack, and it had letter tiles. So I went on Bricks and Pieces. They were like $1.50 for all the alphabet, and I bought like 20 of them.
Nice.
I'm keeping it in the bag.
Yeah.
I open two, but the rest I'm just going to keep. And if what happens to the other ones, they're going to go up in price.
Yep.
That's what I'm hoping for.
I need to
it's my little investment
on Bricks and Pieces a little more. I think once I always do this when I'm building a new model where I'm like, oh, that's a really nice piece, and then I forget about it. I need to be able to, I need to like keep track. Yeah.
Especially like the August wave, like I've been there's things that aren't available yet, and I don't know how people find them though, like when they're available. And I've been looking for like a group that's like, here's what's new and available, but I can't find one.
Oh, I've got one.
If anyone knows, let me know.
I've got one for you. Bricks and Pieces, parts and availability.
Where's this? Discord?
Yep.
All right, I gotta join this. All right, let me open Discord up.
We should just click the link. It should take you to the invite. And it'll have like anytime something hits, and it's usually run by
exactly
people.
What I've been looking for.
Yeah, and then they talk about the new one and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, this has got all the like, this is just now available. So
that's exactly what I want. Oh, those goats. That's what I've been trying to get too.
everybody wants the goats.
Or not the goats, the sheep. Whatever they're called.
These, yeah.
Yeah.
Little tiger too. That's pretty cool. Oh my goodness, look at that.
Sure.
Yeah, the new wood plank, the Lego from the truck. That's from the tailgate of the truck. Yeah, so some good stuff in here.
What I've been looking for.
Nice.
Thank you.
Yeah, sure.
Look, the Home Alone door. I want that. Perfect.
See, we all learned something today.
I'm just scrolling through this. I see this hair piece I used for my sig fig.
We've lost Brad.
And it's like $3 on Bricklink. So I only have like 4. There's 15 cents on here. I'm going to order that right now.
Yeah.
Oh, this is exactly what I wanted.
Feel free to log off if you need a moment. We'll understand.
Cold shower. We'll be here when you get
No, I'm going to be doing this in the background instead of taking apart the set.
I have to not look at it because I'm like trying to save for the wedding, and I'm like, oh, I could just buy all of this. I could buy all of this. I do need to get. I need to
typically limit myself to $50 per order.
That'll get you a lot. Oh, you know what I need to do? Our centerpieces for our wedding are going to be bolts of Lego, so people can just sit at the table and build stuff.
Nice.
Well, that's fine.
Yeah. So instead of like a bunch of flowers or whatever, it's going to be bowls of Lego, and then we're going to have like. It's going to be kind of crunchy because Beth's a big old hippie. So we're going to have like nice like wood slats with nice lighting and stuff, but then clear bowls of just random Lego. So I thought maybe of just getting, because I've got 2 boxes of those 1500s or the 1500 piece, just random classic pieces or whatever.
Sure.
So I got 2 boxes of that I haven't opened. Yeah, for like $40 or $45 or something. So I got 2 of them. One I've started parting out, so I'm missing like the black and white bag and the orange bag, but I could get another one. And I think between like 3.5 bags, I could probably just fill up a bunch of random clear bowls of stuff. Doesn't have to be a huge thing, but it'll be colorful.
And that's what matters.
Yup. And I think our cake topper is going to be the Lego people and the Animal Classic deals. Is that the Animal Classics different from these guys? This one.
Let me see. I have too many tabs open now.
Too many cookies.
I'll get another
for me.
Mm-hmm. I'll get another box of that classic one. I think that'd be perfect because it's a good,
Yeah, let me find the deal.
especially if it's on sale
Walmart.
or even Costco or something. I know friends who have a Costco card. They keep messaging me, do you need a Grogu? And I'm like, no. Do you need a Slave One? No.
Here, you're probably going to want this. Let me just stick this in the chat. Boom.
Oh, yeah. I don't need plates. I tried to click on. I don't need to show it. I want to actually click on it. Oh, it won't let me click on it. Well,
Let me share my
see if I
screen.
can. I can probably click on it on YouTube. There we go. Oh, $20. How many pieces is this? Wow, why is that different? They're both 1,500 pieces. Oh,
Does
man.
yours have the plates?
No.
Does it have 4 plates in it?
No, this is the same price. It's just discounted so much. Wow. Yeah, I may have to get 2 of these.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
That is a really good deal. $30 for 1,500 pieces.
I don't need it.
All right, I'm gonna leave that tab open.
And we'll leave Ben alone for the cold shower.
Yeah, I'm done now. I'm just like, oh.
What else do they have on sale? I shouldn't be looking through this.
Yeah,
AT-ST radar from the Mandalorian's $30.
I saw that. Yeah, which it was really weird when that first hit. I could not find it anywhere, and then it became the set that was everywhere and nobody wanted it.
Yep.
It's like, God, I could get it at
Looks like
Kohl's now.
The Mandalorian battle pack was hard to find in the 501st one.
Yeah, that too. What were you gonna say, Dave?
Oh, no worries. I was just going to say, I appreciate more than anything that the Mandalorian actually managed to make ATSTs look scary.
Oh yeah. I like how Cara Dune actually said, she's like, these are squad killers or whatever she says, battalion killers. She's like, I've seen these things take out entire battle groups. And which it was funny because when I was playing Battlefront and then Fallen Order, because you don't ever you play against AT-ATs, but they're kind of like the weather. They don't interact really. They're kind of like a MacGuffin in terms of
squishy.
Yeah, it's it's part of the objective to take one down, but they don't really. You can play as one, but they're not terribly dangerous.
Sure.
But if you're an ATST, man, you rule the entire game. And there's a scene in Jedi Fallen Order where you're on Ilium and you've got your new Kyber crystal and you're like, sweet, I'm gonna head back to my ship. And suddenly there's a ATST between you and your ship.
Right. And
it's terrifying, man. This thing is just, hunting you down in these ice gullies and you're like, But yeah, those things, and that was a great, like they gave it red eyes and it was like lurking in the woods and they really did a good job of that. Yeah, the difference between like an AT-AT and an ATST is like the difference between like a apex predator and an elder god. One is very dangerous and the other you just have no concept of how big it is.
Mm-hmm. That means a new UCS.
An ATST?
Yeah.
That would be a good one.
That would be fun.
I feel like they could do a lot with that.
I think they did one already too.
They did a big one.
Oh yeah, this was 15 years ago at least now.
Oh wow.
Can't believe Lego made more of the AT Raider. Can't believe they made more. Oh, just okay, yeah. The sentence didn't make sense to me. I mean, I can. They probably were like, hey, Grogu is a giant thing. We constantly selling out. All things Mandalorian must be equally as high a selling point. So we'll just make a ton of this.
I mean, I went in Target the other day, and there's literally an aisle of just the child.
Yeah.
And there's
different toy makers and different stuff.
In the Target near me. Oh, it's so much fun.
They put a Disney store in the Target?
Yeah, they're doing that in a lot of them. There's like a little that has a giant Mickey Mouse thing. It says Disney Store above it.
That's weird. I mean, they have Starbucks in there, so I mean, I guess it's compartmentalized.
Yeah, they're redoing the place.
So that's all the notes I had of stuff to talk about. Do you guys have anything else to talk about? Oh, do you guys play Animal Crossing at all?
I don't, but I wish I could afford to.
So I haven't touched it since like a year now, but
so apparently there's going to be a video.
Right?
Yeah, video's got its own island. now.
That's what I saw.
And I don't play it. We got a Switch Lite just for Beth to be able to play Animal Crossing. And she picked it up and played for like 10 minutes and then was like, man, I don't think this is for me. So now we got a Switch that nobody plays.
No, I like my Switch a lot. They just came out the Nintendo 64 games on there. I bought the controller for it.
Nice.
Yeah. The problem is we got a
Exactly,
Switch Lite.
Yeah.
So it's hard to justify. I have a PS4 where I can play my giant TV, or I've got a Switch Lite.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, So I went through Metroid because it was on the classic group.
Sure.
And that was a lot of fun. I haven't got Metroid Dread yet.
No, I haven't either. I have so many games to play. I'm just waiting for a sale at this point. I think I buy more games than I play more games. Oh, you know
I
what else?
definitely know a few people like that.
Yeah. Disney Plus, they had IMAX enhanced.
Yeah, what is that? I mean, you're on your TV. It just shows you like.
Okay, so I was playing around with it because I have the DVDs and the Blu-rays of a lot of the movies. So I was putting them on side to side. So on the screen, you know how you have those black lines at the bottom?
Yep.
So they make the screen go down. There's a little tiny black line, and they kind of zoomed it out a little more, so you get more. You get what would have been on the IMAX screen on your TV, and it actually makes a big difference.
Okay.
And it looks better. Like the picture looks better. And I don't know if it's because I have Blu-rays and I'm on 4K now, but
yeah, I don't know that I'd notice much of a difference, but I'll check it out.
If you did it side by side, you will notice a difference. Otherwise, you wouldn't.
Yeah.
And they also brought Dolby sound, so if you have like headphones or even multiple speakers around you, it's surround sound now.
Yeah.
Which is cool because I watch a lot of movies with headphones like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have to sometimes too because I'll be watching TV when Beth's on the phone talking about PHI and talking about her clients, and I'm unable to hear. I have to not be able to hear what she's talking about. So.
Sorry, was I talking too loud?
What?
Did everybody hear me?
No.
Okay, good.
Can you guys hear Beth?
Have to run out.
Yeah.
If I could, I haven't been paying attention.
You have to run out?
Yeah.
All right. Enjoy, or good luck, or be safe, or whatever goes along with
What
that.
else came out on Disney? I'm looking through it. Jungle Cruise came out.
Jungle Cruise came out. Shang-Chi came out, which we're going to watch tonight,
Shang-Chi.
hopefully. Haven't seen that yet. I'm going to try to get tickets. Speaking of that, I'm going to try to get tickets for the Eternals for like a weekday so I can take a long lunch and go see it.
Yep.
In the theater.
Seems alright.
If you do it like middle of the day,
Nobody's there.
nobody's there.
Yeah.
Good tactic.
That's exactly what I got.
I'm going to get 2 tickets. I think a friend of mine wants to go.
But right now in New Jersey, because they have a little bit of limitations, they're not selling 2. So if you sit in like seat 12, they're not selling 13 and 14. So you're just spaced out 2 seats apart from everyone.
I wish they would do that here because this would be for like the D seat, whatever Cinemark thing. And they're just selling everything. The seats are pretty big, but they're not blocking them off individually. This is also Texas.
Every other row. Yeah.
So.
And you have to be vaccinated if you want to. Otherwise, you have to.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're starting to crack down. Cases are going up. That's why they're doing that.
Oh, that sucks.
Like when I saw Black Widow, when they lifted the mask and the theater was packed. Most crowded thing I'd been to since the pandemic. But since then, they brought all the restrictions back, which I'm actually kind of happy about. Like, I don't like sitting next to people in general.
I don't like people.
I am.
Like if I can sit, it's nobody next to me. Like especially when they're like touching you because the armrests are there. Like I'll take that over any day.
Yeah.
I also like going to the Dolby Theater in AMC's.
Yeah.
That's theater I like.
We're missing out because we would go to a Flicks brew house movie theater where we could get some decent food, and it was a brewery, and we would just go see all the movies there.
Right.
But they kind of closed down for a little bit, so we weren't able to really go. So this is, have you guys ever seen this set? This is like a Avengers,
Hang on.
No, I don't
or
know
no,
what
it's
that
a Justice League. So there's Green Arrow.
is. When did that come out?
I don't have any idea. This was in this group of sets this lady gave me. I guess this is Cyborg. Yeah, so Cyborg and Green Arrow.
You know, I have both of those figs.
Oh, that's not going to focus really well. I don't have any light on them, so.
I totally have both of those.
Yeah, so, and the other thing about this set, look at these.
You know, I might have this set and
Trans-
just not even know it.
It happens.
Look at this piece. I'd never seen that before.
I've seen
Hey,
the
Macro
solid
Bricks.
color.
Yeah, I mean, I got a ton of
Hey,
these in
Macro.
like tan and
Toaster.
white and,
Howdy, Toaster.
oh, Toaster's here too. Yeah, but this came with like these rad individual trans red pieces, and I'm like, oh man, those are great. And each of these wings comes with two of them. I don't know where the other one went.
Four.
So you get, well, I say that, but I only see 3 on it now, so I'm guessing this is one of the pieces that didn't make it when she gave me the box full.
Well, there's Bricklink.
I'm not convinced it's left in the box. I haven't gone through the whole thing yet, but these are the, like, this is as much as I could piece together. I had the ATTE piece together, the droid tri-fighter, the droid tank, MTT, an A-wing, some other stuff. A lot of, like, I'm just like, holy crap, look at all these sets.
You know what dishes? They released this new dish in this mini Disney Castle set. They're like glittered dark blue.
Uh-huh.
They're beautiful.
Glittered dark blue, that's interesting.
Yeah, they're really nice.
This Green Arrow toaster, let me see if I can. Lit oddly, but that's definitely CW inspired Arrow too.
No, that might be comic because he didn't have blonde hair, did he?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah,
it
you
was a little. It
You
was kind of buzz cutty, but it was blonde.
I've
Alright.
seen
I couldn't
4
tell you last time I've
shows
seen the show.
ever, and one of them was CW's Green Arrow. I
Yeah.
remember it being
He
blonde.
always had it like a crew cut, like a very short hair. But there's scenes of him when he wrecked on the island and his hair was longer, and it was blue with or blonde with like roots kind of thing.
Those shows, they all had like really good first and second seasons. And I think Arrow had like a good third and fourth. But after them, they just kind of fell off.
Yeah. So here's the Cyborg. Come on, focus.
You still
There we
watch
go.
them?
I watched Flash the longest. Flash held up the longest for me, and then I just kind of, I was trying to do the whole
Well, I was going,
Arrowverse,
like-
where I was watching like Supergirl
Okay.
and Flash
Yep.
and Legends of Tomorrow and everything, and I kind of just fell apart.
It was almost too much TV.
Yeah, it was. Plus with Arrow especially, I was like, ugh, white people, rich people problems. I'm like, I just can't hang with the show anymore.
Right. Yeah, and once they finished the island story, they just kind of went flashback to the first season of him being Arrow, which I didn't like.
Yeah. Hey,
Like, I wish they
we
just
hear
cut
you.
out the flashbacks entirely.
We hear you like this show. Here's more of this show. Have you seen a good ATTT, OT, and Microfighter? Yes, I have. I'll show you. The ones that I know I have. So I've got one. I think it's Dark Designers actually.
Huh.
That I adapted. He just built a small version. Let me go back to the camera. So he just built a small version, and then I just put a figure on top.
Nice.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, it's a really good one. I think it's his. It was a very long time ago. And then somebody had an AT-OT that I used to make the Lat C. I don't know if it's in here or... So yeah, here's the ATTE. So I've got a studio file of that. Let me see if I got a credit for it. Don't have a credit in here. I'm wondering why. But I'm pretty sure this is Darth Designers.
Mhm.
And then let's see.
I will say tactically, there is one thing that has always confused me about the AT-TE.
What's that?
So your gunner is just like in the open elements,
Uh-huh.
and any droid marksman
Yeah.
can just immediately identify the problem. and deal
Yeah.
with it. So,
Yep.
what? Like what?
They're also really slow.
See that I don't particularly, I guess, mind tactically speaking. Because
They're infantry speed.
Yeah, they're not necessarily meant to rush and overwhelm the enemy. It's effectively mobile artillery if you want to be, avidly technical about it. But the way we see them deployed in the Clone Wars series or, the movies, they're usually deployed sort of like tanks rather than mobile artillery.
Right. They
So
don't hang back.
Yeah, why on earth would your gunner just be out in the air? That's
Just hanging out. Yeah. So I don't remember where I got the AT-OT in this. I think this is another Darth Designers, and I forget where I got this. And then I built the lat around it. And the lat was just basically, I took the basic model for the microfighter that Lego put out and just kind of expanded on it. So like the wings just are a little longer.
Yeah. This
kind of gooseneck down here is a little longer, kind of the same front end, and then added a few bits up here. It's kind of unwieldy and large for a microfighter. I think it's probably about 100 and some pieces. And this doesn't really connect to anything down here. This is a trickery of digital software. So if you ever build it, you'd have to, like, this is just a dish and a stud under here. So you could technically use, now, this was done before these pieces were made, but those pieces that, the posing pieces,
Yeah.
these like angled posing pieces, you could use those on the insides here to kind of connect the two.
Yeah, I wish it came in more colors. 'Cause I like using those.
Yeah,
as,
you like
blasters.
clear and gray or something like that, I think is
And I
it.
think they come in black now too.
Okay. Well, that's better.
I really want them in like blue. You know what else we can talk about Lego related is the Target collection.
Oh yeah.
The Target collection?
Oh, let me share my screen. I have it up.
I have one Target exclusive.
Yeah, actually,
Wasn't this a Target exclusive? Like you could only get this with a red card or whatever.
Yeah, I think so. I don't have that one. I want to let me share my screen. There we go. All right, do you guys see this?
I gotta let it in. Hang on a sec.
Oh, okay.
There we go.
All right.
Huh.
So a lot of this I don't really like at all.
Oh, it's apparel.
Yeah,
It's a
I
lot
did see that.
hold on, where?
Yeah, they've got some really rad. Like they've got a yellow jacket, and the inside of the jacket's like
There we
all
go.
pieces.
Okay, so I think this is all of it. So they have a lot of sweaters. Like a lot of.
Because that's what everybody wants when they think of Lego is sweaters.
Like I just cannot see like someone wearing this in public.
Well, they had one, and I don't know, because I think I saw an ad on like Twitter or, a promoted post on Instagram or something. And there was one really rad coat that was like a solid color coat, just a puffy coat. But then inside was all
so much
like pieces. It was really cool.
Something like this, kind of.
So when you say inside, you mean like the part that's touching
Like
your skin?
Yeah, like you don't see it if it's all zipped up, but if you
Right.
like opened it up and saw the inside, it's like having a suit that's a solid color and you open it
Is
up
it
and the
like this
inside's
kind
like, yeah, that's it exactly. If they've got that in adult, I will totally buy that, even though I'm
Yeah,
in
Is
A
it
hot
just Lego
steak.
piece pattern, or is it actual like bricks?
no, it's just
Okay,
pattern.
I thought they had just like sewn a bunch of pieces
Jackets.
on the inside. I'm like, this sounds like an Iron Maiden.
Yeah.
If I'm being
Yeah.
honest.
This is the most uncomfortable coat I've ever worn.
No,
Yeah,
this isn't it.
that one.
Okay.
Is it? Oh no.
No, this isn't it.
I'm not
These are
getting
the
anything
only-
with detachable sleeves either, so that's kind of disappointing.
No, these are the only ones.
I mean, that
Thing
primary
I
color
just-
one's not too bad, but
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a lot of like
oh yeah.
kid stuff, of course.
That's
natural.
so
But the one thing I really wanted was, I think it's under accessories.
Oh, more stands.
All right, where's
Cool.
the? Let's go back. Here we go. All right, playful picks. This is the section I like. I like the classic space puzzle. I'm definitely getting this.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I need to get some more holiday stuff.
Definitely getting one of these guys for sure.
The little plushies.
Yeah, like in blue, red, white, and pink.
Right.
I like it
Nice.
blue. That'll
Yeah,
be
you gotta
a good
get
show thing.
Gotta get a Benny.
These coasters, something I've always wanted, and I always use a plate as a coaster. So I think I might get one of these. And then they have cups. But the thing I thought was awesome are like these Snowman Packs.
Okay.
They're like big jumbo Lego pieces.
Whoa. Huh.
They're for snowmen. But I just want the eyes.
That's
Well, I mean, the carrots are good too.
fascinating.
Those are really good pieces just to have. I don't know if that I'd get them for $30, but
Yeah.
oh, are they like
think
huge life size?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, I may
There
change
is-
my mind on that.
I saw it. They had it in it like
Huh.
a snowman. You could kind of scale for it. I don't think they're gonna have it here. And there were some T-shirts that were kind of cool. They have a lot of home things, like they have stockings.
So I have to stick with my local friend who does T-shirts for Lego.
I'm definitely getting this book.
Not
Little
officially
notebook.
called Lego. That's some cool stuff.
There's a lot here.
Yeah.
They have wrapping paper. They had a space one too.
That's
Cookie
super neat.
cutters. They have a lot, though.
It is a lot.
Definitely check this out. I don't know when this December 4th.
Is that when it all goes on sale?
I'm assuming it says December 4th though. Where's the one?
God, I was really hoping that coat would be in grown up.
Sorry, it's not.
It's your fault completely.
Yeah.
I need to speak to your marketing department.
I also want to get my dog They have dog toys,
A dog sweater.
and she's definitely getting this little sweater.
Oh my god. Do you have a little dog?
I do, a Maltese,
Aw.
and she's definitely getting a bone. It says Lego on it.
That's a one time
That
I
would be
would
a great-
encourage Beth to get dog toys because we get like Bark Box and whatever chewy things that they
delivery
send us.
service.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Once a month, and there's always a toy, and they always destroy it. And I'm like, stop with these.
Yeah.
But now I'm like, hey, you should go to Target and get the dog toys.
Yeah, there would definitely be an Instagram post of that. Where's the t-shirts?
I'm gonna mute myself and brew some coffee real quick, so I will be right back.
Cool.
Okay, this is the shirt I'm getting.
That's a nice one.
And that's what
That's very simple. I like it.
Yes,
Is
That's
that a
what I like
gray?
about
That's a gray.
it is.
Ooh. I don't have a gray classic space
I don't have
figure.
a gray and I don't have a green.
I think I got a green. No, I got
But
two
stuff
oranges.
like this, like this zipper pocket sweatshirt. I just can't see.
Yeah, that's a
many
little
people
over.
in it. It's a little over top, and this minifigure shirt is all right too.
Yeah, I get that one.
It's simple. $15, not that bad.
It really isn't. Considering the
They have
Star
these
Wars shirt that you
sweatshirts.
get would be like $20.
Yeah. The pajamas. They have a lot though. Definitely check this out.
Very cool. Thanks for letting us know. Yeah, I saw the ad on a social somewhere, and it just didn't even really hit that they had that much stuff.
No, there's like 300 something items there.
Jeez,
And
they're
now
making a
I think
push.
they count every size and item,
Oh,
but there's still a lot.
yeah, that is quite a bit. I wonder how much that cost them for licensing.
I don't know. I'm wondering where they're gonna put this stuff. Though. Like, is it gonna be in stores or just online?
I don't know. Like have a whole section. It's just this is the Lego collection.
Well, I saw some of the Christmas stuff in the store. Like they had the stockings out the other day, and they had all the Christmas sets. And I tried to get the wreath. They wouldn't let me buy it.
Street date not up.
Yeah,
Is that also is everything the 4th?
I'm assuming that's what they told me. So
I hate street date stuff. It's like don't put it out.
you know, I'm gonna say though, the part-time employee probably doesn't care.
No, they don't.
Underpaid. And why is he gonna put it out? He's just gonna do whatever is on his palette.
Yep.
So,
And
That's
then we
how
come in
stuff gets
going,
out
why is this bad? You know.
well, and you know the angry manager from the cashier that comes over to tell me I can't buy it, goes back and probably yells at them.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I had to
exactly
call-
what happens.
I had to call. Similarly, I had to call our hotel that our guests are staying at for the wedding because somebody had said they tried to book and the person said they only had one room left or something. And I'm like, really? I didn't think we were going to fill up that many at all. So I called them and they're like, and we'll make sure. No, you still have plenty of space, and we'll make sure to talk to the reservation group. And I'm like, God, I don't want to get them in trouble. Just, same deal. I don't want the part-time worker to get busted for something that's not their problem.
But I'm sure it happens behind the scenes anyway.
Yeah.
My chat.
Bye, Journal of the Scots. Thanks for being here. Good hanging out with you. So do you follow Brick Bending on YouTube?
Oh my goodness, they've been doing great stuff.
Yep.
The latest one he did with the art. It says it's a piece of art, and it's just the two modified plates with like the two different
Yes,
kind of
I saw
bars
that.
on them, all black all the way up. Oh man, that was great.
I really want to do it myself, actually.
Yeah.
I'm just going to take the idea and just do it.
Yeah, just to see what it feels
He's
like to
selling
actually do
kits
something like
too
that.
now.
Really?
He's selling kits. They're a little pricey though, but he's selling them.
I think by the time
Like
you get that many
$100.
bricks.
Yeah, they're a little pricey though. Like for like what the parts are, I'm sure he wants to make some sort of profit.
Yeah.
He's probably
Yeah.
buying them from Bricklink.
I was going to say, I'd be interested to see what, 1,000 of those cost on Bricklink.
Well, I think it was like he had one. It was bricks. It was the circle one he did.
Mm-hmm.
The cylinder.
Yeah.
That was like $150 and it was like 600 parts.
Oh, that's not a good ratio.
Yeah, I would just be curious to see how much it actually cost if you bought it from Bricklink. But he sold out of them, so he obviously
Yeah.
sold some. Because, the average mom and dad that's scrolling through on YouTube or their kid says, I want that, buys it for Christmas. They don't know.
Right.
They're not like fans.
Right.
They don't know.
Yeah, if the math doesn't work out like instantly for a lot of us, we're like, nope.
Yeah, pretty much. But it's definitely cool what he's doing.
Yeah, for sure.
I just can't figure out, like, how do you say, okay, I'm going to try to make all of this happen? Like, I would never put those two plates together like that.
I wouldn't either, but I think that's just a quirk of your savantness or whatever, just to be able to look at something, or I'm just going to sit here and muck around with these until I figure out something I can do with them.
But that's probably what he does.
Yeah, just all the time. Just a table with a bunch of different things on it, and just what happens when I put these together. Oh, that's interesting.
Mhm. Oh, yeah, it's definitely awesome what he's doing. Though.
If you guys don't
I know
know,
he
let
did-
me see if I can find it.
He did one with the headlight bricks, too, that I've seen before. He did, like, the worlds around it.
Yeah.
That one was cool.
This is the channel. It's got some really great stuff on it. It's all just how to put pieces together differently. And in repeated fashion too, not just put them together differently, but what happens when you put hundreds of these together.
Yep.
Oh, this has got some really cool, the way they shaped the cone, this slope on
wow.
this. Yeah, so like,
His videos have like millions of views, too.
oh yeah. Yeah, I thought when I found it, I was like, oh, this is a niche little, and then I was like, holy crap.
8.4 million views on this will blow your mind with the plates.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Are you talking about the guy that makes like what was it?
Brick bending.
Yeah. No, I feel like I've seen his stuff. It's interesting.
Yeah.
So I thought of another thing that doesn't necessarily make sense to me in Star Wars tactically, and is funny to boot. But
Oh yeah, let's hear it.
I didn't want to derail a conversation if there was one already going.
No, go ahead.
So the droids use that AAT mobile tank,
Mm-hmm.
and it keeps aloft via repulsor lifts,
Right.
Mm-hmm.
which makes sense for aircraft. But when you're dealing with, a tank, there's a very clear advantage, because the primary problem for a tank is transportation, getting over, rocks, obstacles, people, etc.
Right.
So how do you do that? and through the years we've tried, creating bipedal tanks, treads, wheels, tried a bit of everything. And repulsor lifts seems like an interesting angle to take it. And in fact, even the clones, or the Republic has a version of that. Although I feel this version would suffer the same fate, though not as extreme.
Yeah, they have that Trident tank or something.
They also have the speeder bikes too.
It's a funky looking little thing, and the speeder bikes are their own interesting deal. But specifically for the tank, they've got that giant cannon mounted to it. And if I know anything about physics, and this is definitely one of those my nerdiness getting in the way of my geekiness, because with the ATTE or the OT or the ATAT, ATST, etc., all of those have feet that are digging into the ground.
Yep.
So when they're firing, their larger cannons, that recoil has, somewhere that it's transferred into. In fact, in Empire Strikes Back, I remember vividly, we see sort of the under chin cannons of the AT-AT itself seems to rock back.
They do.
Yeah, they've got that kind of built-in cushion kind of thing inside the barrels.
On the UCS one,
which does work pretty well for mitigating recoil, unless you're an AAT.
Right.
Because the problem with the repulsor lifts in a tank configuration is, yes, you have the advantage of removing any sort of obstacles, whether it's ice, snow, sleet, bodies, whatever it is you're trying to get over. The repulsor lift is just creating a frictionless surface to glide. The trouble is when, every action has an opposite or equal reaction. The recoil of that tank cannon is just going to send that thing flying like a hockey puck.
Do you think that the mass of the projectile and the force that it's creating is enough to move the force of the tank equally backwards? Because I've seen in some episodes of the Clone Wars, at least, that when the tanks fire, they do kind of rock back a little bit. Like they fire and it shoots back.
Right.
In the Phantom Menace, when they're all parked up on the hill and they're just gunning at the Gungans force fields, they aren't. They're not moving at all. But I do remember the Clone Wars cartoons where I saw something like that. So I'm wondering if they took that into account later.
So my answer is yes, because, I would argue that the AAT's cannon is fairly comparable to, say, that of an American M1 Abrams.
Yeah.
And that is a, 70, 75 ton main battle tank that easily gets rocked onto a single tread if it's firing to the side.
Yeah.
So if there's no friction on the bottom of the AAT for it to sort of dig into as it's firing, then it's just gonna be it's like a hockey puck. Like it's just gonna go.
And there's not what was that other one? Because I know there's another one. There's a just a hover tank, but it doesn't have a giant piece of artillery on it. This is the this one. It just has two smaller guns, but still, there's still the force in those guns.
The clone Trident one, and like I said, I feel like it would suffer the same sort of consequence, but not as intense as with the single, giant tank cannon blast.
So this one's these laser artillery, so this wouldn't have the same effect as like a shotgun or artillery round. What is the one I'm thinking of? No.
I was gonna say, because a lot of different vehicles that the Republic uses, and later the Empire, have feet.
Look at that thing.
What is that? Oh my!
It's I think it's a fan base thing that they put into Legends or something.
Huh.
Yeah, I've got this on my list to make. It's more like an industrial thing, but it does have weaponry on it. I just don't know what you'd use that claw for. Throw soldiers? I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh God, what is that thing? There's Republic. No, that's on skids.
Yeah.
This is the other one I was thinking of because it has two big guns. Oh, can you guys even see this?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Now we can.
No, I'll move it over here because I just want to be able to see both of them. Yeah, that's got two big guns. There was one other one I thought, maybe I'm thinking of this one, where it's the same thing. It was a very low surface effect, hover, repulsor lift kind of thing, but it had a giant cannon on it.
Yeah. I mean, if that's the case, then yeah, it would suffer the same sort of problem.
Yeah. Maybe this one, but this again, that's got a particle beam or a pulse cannon or something. It's not artillery.
Yeah. Speaking of artillery and less funny, there was another thing that sort of irked me about the newer series.
Yeah.
I think it was The Last Jedi, but where they're like using the escape shuttles to flee before the one general like turns the ship and light speeds through
Yeah.
the main cruiser. So when the main cruiser and its supporting cannons are shooting at the escape shuttles, the rounds are arcing.
Yeah.
Why?
So somebody had done a video on that, and I forget what the explanation was, but they were able to kind of say, okay, well, this was a stylistic choice, obviously.
Right.
But so let's see if we can explain why it might happen in real physics. And it was all about like something about time dilation and like light distortion, things like that. I don't know.
Right.
It looks super cool, but yeah, there's no reason. The thing is, though, all of that is so like Star Wars fantasy stuff. You know, nobody needs any sort of gravity well, or nobody needs any gravity plating in a ship to be able to walk around.
Right.
You know, even in those little shuttles, it's like, what kind of energy source are you using where you can keep everybody just walking on the plating? Nobody's wearing Magna boots.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and especially in the what was it? The like resistance bomber that they used.
Yeah.
At the beginning of that film, where it, you know, they just let the bombs drop out of the gravity, you know, out of the gravity well. It's like, how does that work? You don't have like a giant stick underneath the bomber that's creating your artificial gravity field.
But that is the best part of the movie.
It's certainly the funniest.
I think it is like the only part that I could ever say entertaining during that movie.
Yeah, there was as much as I liked going to see the new Star Wars stuff, I do remember leaving going, oh, that was a thing.
Yeah.
The only one I came out with like a big smile and super happy was Rogue One.
I loved Rogue One.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. These
and I can watch
pieces
that one any day.
are a pain in the butt to take apart.
Yeah.
Okay, so you know how I get them out? I wedge my brick separator in between them.
Like that?
Like that. Yep.
Have to get one hole punched out. Yep.
Howdy, Tuscan. How are you?
Hey, Tuscan.
Yeah, I used one of those in one of my mocks the other day, and it was taken apart.
They're great because they can definitely hold together.
They hold together really well.
Technic pieces on two sides of a plate or something. So they're very useful. But man, I remember putting together on, I want to say the Razor Crest or something was maybe the first time I saw one of those.
Sure.
I was like, oh crap, this is never going to come apart.
What's that blue piece on the keyboard?
This one? It's a canopy?
Yeah, what is that? Oh. It did not look.
Yeah, it didn't look transparent there.
Yeah. It's
it
the
just solid blue, and I was gonna say I need that.
It's solid blue, like a double 2x6. I was trying to keep it out so it doesn't get scratched up too much in the sorting.
But yeah, if I find any brand new like glass like pieces, they go in a little individual zip bag.
Yeah, I need to keep all the ones that I get like minifigs in and stuff to do exactly that. Because I've got
I actually try to keep all my minifigs in bags too.
Oh, I don't. Mine
Amazon
are all
actually flagged me for buying too many of those.
of the bags.
Yeah.
You selling drugs there, kid?
Well, that's exactly what they said.
Yeah. I'm convinced that Bricklink is like a dime bag laundering operation. Because I get so many of those broken up into small bags like that.
Only
I
purpose.
hate
Yeah.
I ordered from the seller. I've only had it happen like once or twice, but this one seller packed every single part in one of the littlest bags.
Oh my god.
Such a pain in the neck. I think I have like 80 bags from them. Such a pain in the neck to open all those bags.
Yeah.
Like, it just put the tiles together in one bag, put the bricks in another, plates in another, and I'm good. I'll sort it myself.
Right.
So the funny thing that I get a lot of is they put the new parts different from the used parts.
Yes.
It's the exact same part, but you got 4 wedges that are new and 4 wedges that are used. And they're like, well, we'll separate them.
It's a service that they do that.
Yeah. Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
So they have to distinguish it?
I've considered starting a Bricklink store a few times. Just, I don't have the space to do it right now. But I did read through the terms and service. You have to pack the used separate from the new.
Oh.
Well, you're supposed to.
I think it's funny because I get why I don't understand the reasoning why they think they have to put it in terms of service, but I understand it's like to keep them nicer. But at the same time, if I'm ordering more than one, they're going to scratch each other. So it doesn't matter. So
when you buy something used, they don't have to clean it. A lot of them do, but they don't have to clean it.
So they can come with dust and scratches and gunk. And
Yep. That's like the risk you get. And I've only gotten 1 or 2 parts like that ever. Like normally they're very clean.
Yeah. Tuscan just got back from a local comic convention. That's cool.
Cool.
Local where, Tuscan? I just say just 2. It was a few hours ago.
All right, well, I gotta pop out.
Okay. Yeah, we got about 10-15 minutes, so
No worries. Thanks for
hanging out, man.
Sorry to leave early.
I don't know, sweat.
Thank you guys for having me.
Yeah.
Cheers.
We'll try to do this more often.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Have a good day, guys.
Deuces.
Bye. I'm gonna reorganize that.
Fair enough.
There we go. So I'm gonna have to see if I'm buying tickets for Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah. Sorry for my cursing there a moment ago. It was I realized
about Star Wars.
Well, part of that, but that video project I have for next year. I had organized this whole, I guess, bit that was sort of the punchline of the video, involving the not to spoil the premise of the video, but it involved the cloud car.
Okay.
And I was effectively going to declare it God tier and, absolutely no debate, end the video on sort of a loud note, as I am wanting tend to do. Well, I guess part of the premise for this is I'm sort of doing a tier list of like active, both or spacecraft in Star Wars.
Okay.
And in doing that, I've got like the Lego versions of all of them that I'm sort of gonna have my little bear like running around talking about.
Right.
And one of the rules I set for myself in the opening is that I excluded atmosphere-only aircraft.
So no V-wing airspeeders and no...
Yeah, no V-wings, no whatever those like salt skidders were that they used in...
Yeah, the jet ski skidders or whatever.
Yeah, whatever those were. So I completely ignore those. But then, I realized having this cloud car be like god tier bit doesn't work because I just realized it's an atmosphere-only aircraft.
Well, the weird thing is, yes, but I remember also in the story version or the story run through of Battlefront 2, I think you take a cloud car into space.
Do you? Because I remember that, and that was the footage I was going to use for declaring it as god tier, was like me in a dogfight with a bunch of TIE fighters. And,
yeah, you're over like those fuel depots and stuff.
Right, but I think you're still technically in the atmosphere of Bespin.
Okay.
Doing that.
Yeah, I can't remember if it was in atmosphere or what. Oh, I don't even want to know what's on this thing.
And then, oh yeah, yikes! And then I looked it up on the Wikipedia, and it does declare it as in atmosphere only.
Gotcha. Oh, this is gonna be scratched, but
so I'm gonna have to think of a different punchline. Great.
Well, there are a lot of weird little ships, so you can definitely pick.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I have. Let's see. Pull up the file.
You do the Z95. That's always a fun one to poke fun at.
Z95. I'm not familiar with that one.
It's the precursor to the X-Wing. It's like the step in between the Arc 190, Arc 170, and the X-Wing.
Huh. Did they ever do a Lego variant of this one?
Yep.
Oh, sure enough.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, it got a little play at the end of the Clone Wars cartoon.
Okay.
It's actually been around for a while. They had them in the old X-Wing versus TIE Fighter game.
Gotcha. Well, I will add this one to the list. Wait, where are the blasters on this? Oh, are they also on the wingtips?
Yeah, they're way out on the wingtips for heat dissipation usage or whatever the thing is.
Right.
Which I get. Heat dissipation in space is a real issue.
Is an issue, sure. But the problem, as with any sort of like, I guess, tactical trade-off, and this is something that I'm going to be talking about in the video, is something called Parallax Shift.
Okay.
Where, if you're not familiar, the basic idea is we have two eyes, right?
Yep.
And to focus on something, you sort of angle your eyes so that whatever it is you're focusing on is at the like sort of laser pointer.
Yep.
The
focal point.
The focal point, thank you, to bring it into focus.
Yep.
Well, blasters in space hypothetically work very similar. Because if you have an aircraft where the blasters are just facing straight forward all the time, then you're going to have a hell of a lot of guesswork when it comes to in-space engagements, because you're not really going to be able to focus on what you
right.
need
They
to
don't.
hit.
Yeah. If you're flying against a TIE fighter and your wings go out to here, the TIE fighter could essentially park right in front of you and you'd never hit it.
Effectively. So obviously what is in the Star Wars universe are like the little gyros that will focus the blasters for you.
Yeah, little gimbals.
Right. But the further from the center of gravity or from your pilot those blasters are, the harder those gimbals have to work. And thusly the more computer power that it takes up to get those to run. And I feel that would be a huge detriment to any given pilot in a genuine dogfight. So for my rating, a lot of the aircraft that have the blasters sort of far away from the pilot, are certainly going to have a trickier time. You know, especially the B-wing. Like, I don't know what is going on with that thing.
Yeah, nobody does. They've had a hard time trying to canonize that. I mean, it's been around since Jedi, but you know, then they like retold its story in Rebels, and it was like it wasn't just a heavy fighter bomber. It was now a capital ship killer, and it was too powerful for its own good. And why do you even need gyroscopic cockpits in space? And
Exactly.
what the weird thing is like I'd always imagined it flying like this, and the ship would rotate on its center axis, and the cockpit would stay like this. When in actuality, what's happening is the cockpit stays and the wing rotates around the cockpit.
Around it, yeah.
So, which means the center of the ship is the cockpit, not the giant, massive thruster housing.
The engines, right.
Yeah. So when I was reading that, I was like, oh, that has got to be such a strain on the stabilizers and the gyros in that cockpit. I just can't imagine that being a ship that you'd want to do maintenance on.
Yeah. But on top of that, or I guess another example that comes to mind is the Millennium Falcon, which is a super cool aircraft. Don't get me wrong.
Right.
But I feel like that thing would be miserable to fly.
Yeah, that's the closest I can think to driving a car, because you're on one side, but the mass of it. Are you piloting with the idea that you're next to the mass? Because a lot of times I see it rotating when it's flying around the cockpit again. So you have to know that there's nothing on your right, but there's this giant mass over on your left that you got to keep track of.
Effectively a horizontal semi.
Yeah.
That you got to keep an eye on. Exactly. So I don't know. The Millennium Falcon is going to be an interesting one. And kind of what I'm doing in like the prep for this video is I've imported each set into Studio. And what it does is that lovely thing where it just lays out all the pieces.
Lays all the parts. So Connor on the chat asked me about that. He's like, can you import models in Studio? I'm like, yes and no.
Yes and no. So effectively, I'm using that time where I'm going through the instructions and building it to compile my notes and my thoughts on the given aircraft. Then I'll go find footage later and amend my notes if I do research and find something to be inaccurate.
Did you ever see the concept art for like why the Millennium Falcon had a notch in the front and why its cockpit was off-centered and all that?
I didn't, no.
Somebody came up with a very cool sort of retcon idea for it. The legend, the myth of how it got its shape was that George Lucas saw a hamburger with an olive poking out of the side of it and said, that looks like a great ship. We should do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how true that is or what, but somebody came up with
it. Sounds dumb enough to be true.
Right. Yeah. It sounds like, from somebody who I've seen the naming conventions that he uses for characters and aliens, and I believe it.
Yep.
But somebody had come up with this idea that the notch on the front was because it's a light freighter, so like it can be converted into hauling more cargo. And so a lot of the old X-Wing versus TIE Fighter style of like cargo containers, you could adapt so where the notch on the front of the ship would dock with those cargo containers. And you'd have them in the long trains because that's how they would move them. And then the cockpit was off-centered so it could see past this long train of cargo containers.
Okay, all right.
I'm like, oh, that's very cool.
I can buy that, yeah.
I could buy that, and then it's Lando's escape pod. I'm like, oh.
Yeah. Doesn't it already have an escape pod on like the side?
It does, yeah. It's got like one or two on each side or something. So yeah, we were like, what? It's my executive yacht launch thing, baby. I'm like, okay, well.
Right.
That was another thing. The Razor Crest had an escape pod on it too.
Oh yeah.
And that never got used in the show.
Yeah, interesting how that goes.
Mhm.
If you'd like, I can read off sort of the aircraft I have so far, and if you want to weigh in or if you had ideas for any others, I'm always open to suggesting.
Oh, I've got a list of aircraft. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, sorry, it's loaded right now. So I've started with the Naboo Starfighter and the Vulture Droid.
Okay.
It's also worth mentioning one of the rules I set out for myself was that if there were like multiple different variants of an aircraft, say for example the Vulture Droid, the one we see in the Phantom Menace, is clearly different than those we see in the Clone Wars or the Revenge of the Sith.
Right.
So I just adapted the Revenge of the Sith variant because that, to me, seemed like the apex.
Yeah.
Let's see, and then otherwise, if there's something like horrendously different, or like a custom version, then I set that one aside. So otherwise, I've got the Jedi Starfighter, the Jedi Interceptor, Grievous's Starfighter, the ARC 170, Anakin's custom Jedi Starfighter, because that one seemed different enough.
Okay.
Yoda's Jedi Starfighter, which I'm definitely
Was different.
Have fun with that one.
Yeah.
The droid gunship, the droid tri-fighter, the hyena droid bomber, which I
Droid Tri-Fighter is one of my favorite ships.
Yeah, and I feel like that one's gonna do kind of really well.
Mm-hmm.
Because with the blasters being on the direct front, it really doesn't have to worry about that parallax shift.
Yeah. TIE fighters are like that too. They're these little bitty, close in.
So then, the hyena droid bomber, the Republic LAAT, the Republic attack shuttle, which I also forgot existed until I started putting this together.
Yep.
The Republic V-Wing, the V-19 Torrent, which took me longer than I care to admit to remember what it was called.
Oh, that ship's so weird.
Yeah.
I think that's the same manufacturer as the B-Wing.
Yeah, and is probably going to end up in the same tier as the B-Wing for exactly the same issue.
It didn't do well in the in-universe kind of. It was expensive. It was hard to maintain.
Yep.
It was just weirdly put together. It was hard to pilot. Vorpin manufacturers or something like that.
Something to that effect. Then we got the A-Wing, the B-Wing, the X-Wing, Poe Dameron's X-Wing, and pretty much the only reason I'm including that one is due to the thruster that he has on the back of it.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. The Y-Wing, the TIE Fighter, obviously. The Sith TIE Fighter, which I haven't seen in action, so to say. So I'm giddy to do research on that one.
The First Order Sith TIE Fighter?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Then I've got
the Dorito wing, basically?
Yeah, Dorito wing, exactly. Then I've got the TIE Bomber, the Black Ace, the TIE Interceptor, Vader's TIE. Going back, I have kind of a fun joke about the TIE Bomber, because they really haven't made a new one.
Nope.
Since that original run, so I'm gonna make a joke of this one looks old and blue. Let's see, TIE. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
These are all going to be Lego versions, right?
Correct. Which makes it interesting because I don't have stickers. So, for the Naboo Starfighter, I had to use some of those little rockets and sort of embed them into that front nose to make the blasters. Yeah. So I get to be creative and do stuff like that.
Gotcha.
Same for the Vulture Droid, where it doesn't have, I don't have the stickers. So there are those little, water bottle looking things that come with, the Clone Trooper helmets. So I used 2 of those, and then 2 of the little, Boba Fett's antenna
Oh, the rangefinders.
Yeah, to make the eyes for the Vulture Droid.
That's cool.
So I get to be creative and figure stuff out like that. Let's see, where were we?
The TIE Bomber.
Right. TIE Bomber, the Black Ace, the TIE Interceptor, Vader's TIE, Millennium Falcon, Imperial Shuttle, the U-Wing, the U-Wing, Kylo Ren's TIE Fighter, the Resistance Bomber, the Mandalorian Starfighter, the Slave One, the Razor Crest, and now the Z-95 Headhunter.
Cool. I'm trying to think if there's any other ships that Lego has done that were kind of canon.
Right, and that's... I realize Yoda's Starfighter sort of falls into that semi-legends, but my main thing is I just want to make overdosing on ketamine jokes.
So, well, there's a couple of video game ones, or at least one video game one. They made a Rogue Shadow.
Oh, the Rogue Shadow! I completely forgot about that one.
Yeah, that's not really a starfighter, but it's kind of that, like the Sith infiltrator that Darth Maul had. It's kind of that size of ship.
Right, and...
like a gunship size.
Right, but I also included like the Imperial Shuttle and the Razor Crest just because I clarified.
It's about the same time, yeah.
It's a transport ship that has guns, so even though we might not see it get into combat, it has the capability.
Yep.
Of at the very least defending itself.
So that ship, there's also the Jedi Scout. Jedi Scout Starfighter that I don't know it had screen time in the Yoda Chronicles. It's the one that's got Jet 14, that real expensive clone trooper Jedi figure.
File import. And I figured you'd be the one to go to on this as far as just like, hey, what else can you think of?
Yep.
Rogue Shadow, so here it is.
Rogue Shadow, Jedi Scout Starfighter. I'm trying to think of what else. Because I think everything else at this point is a capital ship.
Yeah, and I sort of left capital ships out just due to size.
Right. Yeah.
And this was sort of my idea of like these craft could potentially go head to head, and obviously, you know, a Vulture Droid isn't really going to be able to do anything on its own against an Imperial Star Destroyer.
Right. Let's see.
So we got the Rogue Shadow. The one that's going to be interesting to get around is that Studio doesn't have a lot of like the Star Wars cockpits.
Yep.
So I get to get creative with those and figure out what the hell to do.
There's one that they built. It's from Knights of the Old Republic. It's the Republic Striker class Starfighter. And it came with like Satele Shan and an old Republic trooper and like a weird old droid. But that's when they put out.
Oh yeah. Huh.
And then there's the Jack 14 Stealth Starfighter. That's the one that had, yeah. And then, Grievous's, and there's two different kinds of Jedi ships. And so technically, too, the Jedi ships, they have a 7 and a 7B. And I think they're pretty much the same ship, except one's got the built-in R2 head on the wing, and the other one has the socket right in front of the cockpit for a full astromech.
Right.
Trying to think of what you could put the Havoc Marauder in there from Bad Batch.
Havoc Marauder.
That's their hero ship. It's about the same size as like an attack shuttle. It's like an Omega class. It's a modified Omega class shuttle. But that's out of the new show, so that'd be.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Can't think of anything else. There's Republic Y-wing and Rebel Alliance Y-wing. If you want to differentiate the two.
I didn't necessarily, just because I feel in function and form that they're not really that different.
Yeah, they're still bomber strike fighter kind of things.
Right. The only reason I set aside, say, for example, like Anakin's Starfighter is because his had those like giant scoops on the front of him.
Right.
So it looks aesthetically different, and then on top of that, is piloted by arguably one of the best pilots in the series.
Yep. There is the Magna Guard Starfighter, which is different from General Grievous's. This is also a modified ship that was also used by Cad Bane. I think his ship looked something like this, the something blood. Yeah, that custom Starfighter that was just weird. I don't know why you would need ram scoops in space, but whatever.
Right.
Yeah, Z95.
File import.
Oh, that's cool. Is that a thunderclap? I think that's it for Lego. Like, we could go on about like actual Star Wars Starfighters, but just Lego stuff.
Yeah, going into actual stuff certainly would make it, a several hour long video, and I didn't necessarily want to do that.
Let's go into the Fell Republic.
Plus, I also felt, there was some comedy opportunities that could arise out of, having my little Lego bear sort of walking around these aircraft and physically pointing at the things that they're talking about. And that might be trickier to do with just like a picture of it. Let's see.
Oh, did they do no, that's a cruiser. Never mind.
Water.
And that's a transport ship. That's a transport ship.
Any input chat is also more than welcome.
Hey, Julian, how are you doing? We're just about to wrap up. Oh, did you do the Ghost?
The Ghost? I don't think so.
That's the hero ship from Rebels. That's Harrison Dula's ship. It's another Corellian light freighter type.
Oh, yeah, I remember seeing this thing.
And the lat is the lat is...
I think I bought this thing.
Yeah?
Huh. Weird. I don't remember why.
It's a cool ship.
I'd say it is a neat ship, but yeah, this thing sort of falls into the same classification as like the the
Falcon and
Razor Crest, exactly. So
yeah,
I can do this one.
They also did Republic ships. I'm sorry. Lego put out 2 Resistance Starfighters. They were mostly the racers, but they were also fitted for combat. So they did the Griff Halloran ship. And then they did... I don't think they did the Fireball. No, they just did Griff Halloran's.
Just Griff Halloran?
Yeah.
Is Griff Halloran let's see.
He's the old grizzled guy with the Stormtrooper helmet.
Oh, the Black Ace?
Yeah. Well,
yeah, I have.
Yeah, I guess that's okay. And then this one.
Wait, actually, is this one ever out of atmosphere?
The Black Ace?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, they go from planet to planet.
Gotcha. And I mean, this thing is actually kind of rad.
Yeah. Oh no, this is one of the ships out of that show that I really liked. All the ships from that show were very cool.
Yeah.
The show itself was trash.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. So if it's the black ace, I have that one.
Cool. I think that's it.
Yeah, and I know. So the other reason I recognize that this project's going to take a year is, or, you know, I want to give myself next year to do it. Is A, it's probably going to take that long just to compose my thoughts. B, I've got to build all of these out of studio. And, you know, get around the lack of stickers or things like that.
Yeah. There's the Geonosian Starfighter.
Do we ever see that one out of atmosphere? Because I know the one Dooku escapes in does go up.
It says it's available to fly in the vacuum of space. We don't ever see it in the show. Well, they may do it in the Clone Wars, but I don't remember. What was the other one I was thinking of?
File import. What is that? 3.
And then there's an Ozatok, the Wookiee class, Wookiee gunship.
This one had a shitload of stickers. Wow. It will usually notify me when like parts are unavailable. Or
they're just the box question mark on the side.
Exactly.
So this one got a microfighter and an official set, but I don't remember seeing this. I don't remember where we saw this. So I guess it's Rebels because it's got Kanan Jarrus in it, but I don't remember which part of Rebels it was in. And again, this is just, it's a starship made out of wood would be my guess because it's Wookiees.
Also, is it just me or are all Star Wars characters effectively named by like taking a box of Scrabble, throwing it at the wall, and then just sort of seeing the acclimated pieces once, you know, everything's settled?
If it's not just a straight parody of somebody's actual name, yeah, I totally agree. Which show is trash? Star Wars Resistance. I couldn't even finish the second season. I tried. I was just so bored and didn't care. It was not going the way I intended it to go, so I was... Well, this sounds like an ambitious project. I wish you the best.
Indeed. Thank you. I'm hoping I can make it, you know, if nothing else entertaining, but informative to a degree.
Right. Well, it's afternoon. I think I'm going to call the episode, if that's cool.
That's fine by me. Yeah, thank you. Thanks for having me, as always.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun. If I don't get anything to build in the next couple weeks, we could do this again soon. I'll let you know.
I'm here for it.
Right on. Thanks everybody for watching, and have a good rest of your weekend, and we'll see you Thursday.
Cheers.
Bye.